There's a quietness that settles over the heart when it finally stops pretending it is strong. And maybe that's why this moment feels different, Lord, because I'm not trying to outrun the weight anymore. I'm just here, letting the ache rise to the surface, letting the tired parts of me breathe again. And in this stillness, where nothing is demanded and nothing has to be fixed right away, I can almost sense the way you look at me, gentle, patient, as if you've been waiting for me to slow down long enough to hear the softness of your voice. Teach me the way Jesus loved, Lord, not in theories or lessons or ideas, but in the quiet tenderness that moved through him every time he touched someone who felt unseen. Let me feel what he felt when he noticed the lonely ones, the wounded ones, the forgotten ones. And remind me that love is not loud, it is not hurried, it is not something I perform. It is something I become when I let you soften what life has hardened inside me. Maybe love begins right here, in this moment where I stop running long enough to let your presence settle over me like a warm breath on the cold corners of my spirit. And maybe this is where healing starts, not in doing more, but in allowing you to change the way my heart moves. I want to love like Jesus loved, Lord, but some days my heart feels too bruised, too tired, too guarded. So I'm asking you to touch the places I've closed, the rooms inside me where disappointment has turned into walls, the memories I still protect because I'm afraid they'll hurt again if I let them breathe. You know the places I hide, and you know the places that hide from me, and yet you never turn away, you never rush, you never force. You come the way a soft wind moves across still water, almost invisible, but somehow it changes everything. Teach me that kind of love, Lord, the love that moves slowly enough to see people, deeply enough to feel them, honestly enough to stay even when it costs something. Jesus never loved from fear or scarcity. He loved from fullness, from calm strength, from a heart anchored in the Father. And sometimes I forget that love was never meant to be a performance, but a surrender. So help me surrender this weary soul, this tired mind, this overused strength, and let me rest long enough for you to shape me from the inside out. Teach me the tenderness that Jesus carried, the courage to forgive without keeping score, the willingness to see beyond someone's anger into the quiet pain underneath it. Show me how to walk slower, listen longer, breathe deeper, and let compassion guide me instead of fatigue or frustration. And if love requires breaking some patterns inside me, then break them gently, Lord, so that nothing in me resists what you're trying to grow. Let the hardness melt, let the noise quiet, let the old wounds loosen their grip. You know what parts of me need to be undone, so I can love the way Jesus loved, with open hands instead of clenched ones, with a steady heart instead of a guarded one, with grace that doesn't shrink back when things feel heavy. And maybe the first step isn't doing anything big. Maybe it's simply allowing myself to be loved by you in this moment, letting your mercy wash through the tired places until love doesn't feel like something I need to force, but something that rises naturally from the peace you plant inside me. Teach me the tenderness that Jesus carried, the courage to forgive without keeping score, the willingness to see beyond someone's anger into the quiet pain underneath it. Show me how to walk slower, listen longer, breathe deeper, and let compassion guide me instead of fatigue or frustration. And if love requires breaking some patterns inside me, then break them gently, Lord, so that nothing in me resists what you're trying to grow. Let the hardness melt, let the noise quiet, let the old wounds loosen their grip. You know what parts of me need to be undone, so I can love the way Jesus loved, with open hands instead of clenched ones, with a steady heart instead of a guarded one, with grace that doesn't shrink back when things feel heavy. And maybe the first step isn't doing anything big. Maybe it's simply allowing myself to be loved by you in this moment, letting your mercy wash through the tired places until love doesn't feel like something I need to force, but something that rises naturally from the peace you plant inside me. So here I am, Lord, asking you to teach me, shape me, heal me, and form me into someone who carries your tenderness wherever I go, not because I'm strong, but because you breathe strength into my weakness. And if loving like Jesus means learning how to be present, gentle, honest, and whole, then begin that work in me now, in this quiet moment where my soul feels safe enough to be open again. Father, whisper your love into the tired corners of my heart, and let it become the love I give to others. Shape me gently, and teach me to walk in the way Jesus loved. Amen. Sometimes, Lord, love feels like something distant, almost like a language my heart once knew but somehow forgot along the way. And in moments like this, when the world grows dim around the edges and my spirit tries to find its footing again, I find myself wondering how Jesus carried such a steady tenderness without losing himself to the weight of the people around him. There must have been nights when he felt the ache of being misunderstood, moments when the loneliness pressed close, times when the demands of others pulled at him from every side. And yet his love never fractured, never closed, never sharpened into caution. Teach me that kind of love. The love that breathes slowly even when life presses hard. The love that listens before it answers. The love that sees the wounded parts of someone long before it notices their flaws. I don't always know how to do that, Lord, because there are days when compassion feels heavy and vulnerability feels unsafe, and I move through the world guarded even when I don't want to be. So meet me in this quiet place, where the walls I built begin to soften, where the noise inside me gently unravels, where my soul can admit its fears without being ashamed. Maybe this is where love grows, when honesty becomes the soil and you become the gentle rain that turns hardness into earth that can finally receive something new. Help me understand that loving like Jesus isn't about constantly giving until I collapse, nor is it about being untouched by pain. It's about staying connected to the Father in a way that love flows even when the heart feels worn. Jesus loved with a calm that wasn't fragile, with a strength that didn't need to prove itself, with a peace that stayed steady even when storms rose around him. And I long for that kind of love, Lord, the kind that doesn't disappear when I'm tired, the kind that doesn't withdraw when someone else's brokenness feels too close to mine. Let my heart learn how to rest inside your presence long enough for love to become natural again. Teach me how to sit with you and let stillness do what effort never could. Reshape the way I see people, soften the way I speak, calm the way I respond. If there are old wounds in me that keep love from flowing freely, touch them softly, Lord, so softly that I don't brace myself in fear, but instead open like morning light over quiet fields, slow and gentle and real. And if there are hidden expectations or silent disappointments that have hardened the edges of my compassion, ease them away with your mercy until the sharpness is gone. Show me that love does not require perfection. It simply requires presence, patience, and a willingness to stay. Let me love without rushing, forgive without counting, and give without losing myself in the process. And if I ever forget what love feels like, remind me of the way Jesus saw people, not as burdens, not as interruptions, but as souls worth pausing for. Let that vision settle deep inside me and guide me to offer kindness even when I feel worn thin. Help me understand that love is not always loud or heroic. Sometimes it is the quiet choice to respond gently, the slow breath before reacting, the silent prayer spoken in the middle of hurt. Teach me to love like that, Lord, not from exhaustion, but from the steady stream of grace that you place within me when I slow down long enough to receive it. And as you shape me, remind me that this transformation is not rushed. It grows in the quiet, in the hidden places,
in the soft spaces where only you and I meet. This is where your love reshapes mine, slowly, deeply, faithfully. Jesus, soften my heart until love becomes the way I breathe again. Teach me the patience, tenderness, and courage that flow from your presence. Amen. If this prayer brought peace to your soul, whisper Amen in the comments. Share it to bless someone's heart, and subscribe to stay close with 10 Minute with God, where every quiet moment becomes holy.
Lord, there is a kind of tiredness that doesn't come from the body, but from the deeper places where hope has been stretched thin. And I feel it now, like a quiet tremor beneath the surface of my calm, a heaviness that doesn't shout but settles slowly, asking to be acknowledged. Maybe that's why I'm here again, whispering to you in the stillness, letting the fragile parts of me rise to where your light can touch them. Teach me the way Jesus loved, Lord, especially when my heart feels worn from trying. He loved without demanding anything in return, without needing to be understood, without measuring whether someone deserved kindness. And yet his love was never weak. It carried a strength that didn't crush, a gentleness that didn't disappear, a patience that didn't waver when faced with brokenness. I want to love like that, but my own love feels small sometimes, Lord, like a flame that flickers when the wind picks up. So come close in this moment and steady the flame inside me until it burns with the quiet confidence that comes only from you. Show me how Jesus held compassion without losing himself, how he stayed open-hearted without being undone by the weight of the world around him. Help me believe that love doesn't require me to fix everything. It asks me to be present, to see, to care, to stay. And if I have been carrying burdens that were never meant to be mine, loosen my grip gently, Lord, until I can breathe more freely again. Let your presence be the place where my soul takes off its armor, where I no longer feel the need to appear strong, where I remember that I am not called to love through my own strength, but through yours. Teach me to listen like Jesus listened, not just to words, but to the ache beneath them, the longing inside them, the stories people carry but rarely speak aloud. Teach me to forgive the way he forgave, not with forced resolve, but with a softness that comes from trusting the Father's heart more than my own wounds. And teach me to stay steady when love asks more from me than I feel I can give, reminding me that compassion is born not from perfect hearts, but from surrendered ones. Maybe this is what it means to live like him, to walk slowly enough to notice the hurting, gently enough to not add to their pain, bravely enough to remain open even when vulnerability feels risky. I know there are places in me that still shrink away from love because they have been bruised before, but I also know you are patient with the slow parts of my healing. You never rush me, never shame me, never grow frustrated with my pace. Instead, you wait with the kind of quiet faithfulness that melts fear, whispering that love is not something I have to earn. It is something that grows when I lean into you long enough for grace to become my strength. So here I am again, Lord, offering the tired corners of my heart, trusting that you can shape them into something softer, steadier, truer. Let the love of Jesus fill the places where I feel empty, calm the places where I feel anxious, and steady the places where I feel uncertain. Let his example become the compass that guides my steps when I don't know how to respond, when I don't know what to say, when I don't know how to keep going. And if today all I can offer is a quiet willingness to learn, then take that willingness and breathe on it until it becomes something more. So here I am again, Lord, offering the tired corners of my heart, trusting that you can shape them into something softer, steadier, truer. Let the love of Jesus fill the places where I feel empty, calm the places where I feel anxious, and steady the places where I feel uncertain. Let His example become the compass that guides my steps when I don't know how to respond, when I don't know what to say, when I don't know how to keep going. And if today all I can offer is a quiet willingness to learn, then take that willingness and breathe on it until it becomes something more. Make my heart a place where your tenderness dwells easily, where compassion flows without fear, where kindness rises without hesitation. Let the way Jesus loved become the way I move through this world, slow, gentle, deeply anchored in you. Jesus, shape my heart until love becomes my first response and not my last resort. Stay close to me and teach me to walk gently in your ways. Amen. If this prayer touched your heart, whisper Amen in the comments. Share it to bless someone's soul, and subscribe to 10 Men with God, your quiet home.